Hello my fellow gamers and welcome once again to Perafilozof City Skylines Let's Learn to Play. Before I start today's episode, I would like to ask you what would you like me to use as a map for my next Let's Play, in which I would use the hard mode to try and get to 1 million cims. I am thinking about using either the Two Rivers or the Diamond Coast map. I will show you which configuration of the tiles would I use in these maps. I will give you the choice between this map, Diamond, and the other one, which is Two Rivers. In the Diamond map, I would use this configuration, these four here, and then these five up here. So that would be my configuration for a city that would hopefully reach 1 million in this map. Now, in the other map, the Two Rivers map, I would use this configuration of tiles. And this would be my map for the 1 million people hard mode city. So I'm giving you the choice which of these maps and which configuration of the two would you like me to start on building. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, let's go back to my circular city, which is the second part of my original city you will recognize from my Let's Learn to Play playlist. I had started building up the residential as high-rises, as high-density residential zone, and one thing that I have noticed is that these are urban areas that have apartments, and they attract young adults especially, while the homes, low density, they attract zones with children, and they are families, and they say it will evolve into fancy villas. So I'm thinking that while I will have high rises here in these sections, at least let's say two of these, maybe in the last one or two I would have these homes like the outer areas, so that I would have a mix of families and singles living in this part of the city. You see that I have a high demand for residential and a high demand for industry and offices. As we have concluded, offices and industry are both the industrial demand. And one additional thing that I had planned to do was to check, do I have the power? Yes, I do. And can I increase the budget? No, budget is already at 100%. As for the water, I have plenty. And I have stretched these pipes all over the place, so that means that I can keep expanding this community. This park has already seen its trees become yellow and red. It was green when it was first built, which means that the pollution is affecting it highly, but it is helping these buildings to get a higher rating. As you can see, the buildings here are green while the ones over here are red, which means they have low accessibility to parks. Now, I'm not sure why industry is counted in this, in leisure activities, but I guess even workers need a lunch break to be at the park and not in front of their industry. And I could add some more parks if I want to get more homes up here. Let's see, something large to fit. No, this thing never fit in here. I have to go with something smaller. Say this over here. And something like this. Over here. Okay, and one more. Let's say over here. They will have water. I just need to pull these pipes a little bit more. Okay, they are covered by this clinic over here. The graveyard is up here. Fire station is down here. The police station is over here. And the elementary school is here. And the high school is right there. So I will add some more high density residential back to back with these buildings. There we go, plenty of residents. Now they will need some more offices. expand this. The 2 high density commercial buildings are up, maybe even more than 2. I see 2 over here, so it's 3 of them. And that has filled up my commercial demand. It seems that even the developers consider that there is really a problem where parks are killing the commercial demand, so they're going to do something about it in a patch that they plan to have come out soon. I need to fill this parts here with industry. This is still only the general industry, the generic industry, however you want to call it. It needs to import raw resources and then turn them into goods, which is one of the reasons why this industry gives such high taxes, because they are very pollutant, because they're turning resources into goods. And when they create those goods, they have to either send them to your commercial district or export them. And so they give you the most profits, but are also very dirty. That is why I have this cargo train terminal here, which helps me to get their goods exported and the raw materials to come in through the rail system and not clog up the highways that are here and up here. This thing is growing, but this thing is also burning the trash. I need to pop in quickly over here. See how's the situation here. 92%, 62%, 43%. I need to empty this one so that it can be burned. Yeah, these things are at less than half of garbage reserves, so it has to be emptied. You should note that once you start emptying, the trucks are going to be busy doing that instead of picking up garbage around the city. So you have to keep an eye out if your citizens start complaining that their garbage is not being picked up. One of my subscribers has given me an idea. He says that it might be possible that the high land value is there because the buildings that are there are all high level, and you have lower land value where the buildings themselves are lower level. Now it's questionable which is cause and which is effect. Does the land value mean that the buildings there are going to become higher level? Or does it mean if the buildings are higher level, the land area becomes better and higher on its average land value? I'm not entirely sure. If somebody could figure that out, I would be very thankful if he would to share that information with me. There seems to be a lot of trucks here, but it seems to be flowing nonetheless, maybe a bit slowly. I think the problem is that some of them are coming through here and then entering, while the other ones are coming through here. Maybe it would be better if this was a one-way. Yeah, let me fix this up. This should be just a one-way. No, it's a two-way actually. Could have swore I had made this a one-way. Or at least it's logical for it to be a one-way. Okay, so they have to go from here, go over here, then go all the way here. And then once they reach here, they need to turn down here, go here, and then continue forward until they connect to this street. And so nobody should be coming in through here and then turning left. They should only be coming through here, turning right, and then getting out. Okay, that was a small fix. Now, where was I? Yes, I was supposed to zone some more residential, and I did, and they are already up. Excellent. Now I'm just looking at which of these should I use for these smaller homes. I'm thinking I could use one more of these for high residential, high density residential, and then this last two could be low density residential. We have some more commercial interests, so I'll put one more commercial over here. Why is this thing abandoned? Abandoned due to I don't know what. Any more abandonment? Nope, just that one. Okay. Here we go, even the low density areas are popping up. Do I need some more industry? It has already been zoned and it's been filled in, so that's good. Over here, same thing. The dam is producing 240, I believe. It hasn't changed. I had made sure to put my water drainage pipe before the dam as well as the water pumping station, because I'm not entirely sure would the water pumping station reduce the amount of water that's before the dam, and that would reduce its output, because the dams work on the principle of difference of water levels. So you want to keep the water level on before the dam high and after the dam low, so that will produce the power for you. This is Industry Central, and that is my district here that is represented with this. But I would now like to make two residential districts. One would be the one that has the high rises, the high density ones, and the other one would be the one that has low density. So that would be looking something like this. Ah, crap. I don't want to catch my offices in this. Just my high density residential. Now, why am I doing this? I believe that the high density residential is a bit specific, has some specific needs compared to the low density. Because of the amount of people that live here, they go up to like 20-21 households per building. All over here you've got like 3 or 4 households per building. And I'm thinking to, where's my district name? It says it's named Florence Park. I'm going to name it Westwood in honor of one of the studios closed by EA a long time ago, which made some of my favorite RTS games. I believe that the high density buildings are going to create a lot of garbage, so I want to use recycling to reduce that garbage, and I'm also going to ban pets in the high rises. Now, this is one of my personal preferences. I hate it when people have pets in buildings, residential buildings this big, because it only annoys your neighbors, so I'm going to ban pets here. But one thing that I do know is that they are going to, because I have reduced their happiness by making them, by banning pets, I'm going to allow recreational use of drugs. So we'll have to increase the budget for the police will be increased, but the crime rate will be reduced. It will have an increase in tourism and slightly increased tax income in this neighborhood. Those would be the only ones that I want to use, and in my industry central area I have smoke detector distribution to reduce the risk of fires breaking out. I just need to see how many people do I educate in this area. Now the problem is you can't really know by area how many people are you educating and how much capacity do you need for schools, so that is a bit annoying. I'm going to see if I can click on the school. Oh, here we go. Students 299 out of 300. So yes, you can see for this specific school how many students are in there. So as you can see, I would need another school, and because this one is over here, I can build the next one around here. And you see now the problem with not having enough streets that go between these rings is that the area effect of civic buildings is kind of reduced because they cannot go up through these streets. So I could probably add some more streets connecting these rings. For now I will leave them like this. Let's get an elementary school over here. Yes, that's the elementary. Do I have more demand for residential? Yes, I do, and I could start popping these buildings right next to the school. and some low density residential over here. I seem to even have more commercial demand, so high density commercial is gonna be, let's say, over here. I can add some offices here and need to add some more trees here. Trees come from this selection, plus sign to engage the tree brush and add some trees. The tree brush is a mod, you can get it on the Steam Workshop, and you just use the plus or minus keys on your keyboard to get the bigger size of the brush. I can get some more offices on this side as well. This commercial says it doesn't have workers, so I should definitely get some more of those as well. Let's see over here. More homes and some low residential as well. Low density residential, I mean. They all have water and they should all have power. Yes, they do. Now you can see that my coverage over here is kind of low when it comes to the fire safety. Might not be a bad idea to build more firehouses here. Same with the police stations. I kind of think that it would have better coverage if I added some streets, at least in these outer rings that are bigger and bigger. So what I may do is this, and connect these outer rings, because they are so huge, with a few more of these connections. I don't have to connect these inner rings because they are smaller, but the outer ones could definitely use some more connecting. Okay, I have a need for more industry. I have gotten offices to the edges. I am leaving the trees here to combat the pollution a little bit. I need to add a few more, it seems. They might start dying, these trees, if the pollution is too great. Not entirely sure what happens to them with so much pollution around. I don't think I even need these power lines here anymore. Yep, definitely do not need them anymore. Seem to have a death here. A dead person is waiting for transport. That should be done by this hearse. This is stored already 30. I wonder how many are in the older part of the city. 1,400. That's a lot of dead folks. I will need a new cemetery here soon. I was thinking about expanding this part of the city at some point, but maybe after I fill up this circle. Do I have abandonment issues? I seem to. Did I see another one over here somewhere? Yep, here it is. Abandoned. But why can't I see for what reason? I'm guessing it's gonna be a worker shortage, because they are saying these buildings not enough workers. I think it's because I have 150 people coming in weekly, so I just need to wait for them to move in. Seem to have fire, but my fire department is on station, and there should not be any consequences from this. Yep, they've saved the building, although it looks crappy now. My need for industry is going up, but I still don't have enough workers. So I shouldn't build any more industry until more people have moved into the city. Damn, more going abandoned. Very annoying. More of them will probably keep going abandoned until... This is the problem when you expand too much, too fast, because I have expanded so much in my industry department, but the cims take a while to get here, and by the time they get here, the industry might already go out of business. And abandoned here as well. Interesting. Shortage of workers in this part here. Why is there such a shortage of workers when I have 4% unemployment? Not sure what exactly is happening here. Wonder how could I check this out. Graduate elementary sent 2%, high school. Maybe they're overeducated way too much to work in the normal industry. Wait, what? This is counted as forestry? Huh, this gives me some interesting ideas. So if I were to plant the trees myself, I could start a forest industry. Huh. I am going to remember that. It just gave me a few interesting ideas. It did not occur to me that that was possible, but it turns out it is. What I was trying to find was the age of my cims. I seem to have seniors at 22%. So I have almost more seniors than I have children and teens put together. So my city is kinda filled up with old people, which I'm not sure do they work. Definitely not entirely sure do they actually work. The industry still hasn't been filled up. Have these homes been filled? They seem to have been mostly filled. Let's add some more. They seem to pop up rather instantly, but the question is how long does it take for a sim to actually get to the building, because once the building is done, it's built and it's empty until a sim actually moves in. Yeah, I could probably figure out... Oh, big city, 16,000 population, excellent. Water treatment plant and the crematorium. So I could start cleaning up the sewage that I'm dumping, and the crematoriums are definitely a must because they are requested as soon as you unlock them. So let me plop this one over here and the other one next to the one over here. Like I told you in the previous videos, as soon as the service gets unlocked, you should place it right away, because that is when the demand for it comes up. As I was saying, I would like to see how exactly will the land value develop in this new area. It's mostly just blue at the moment, and a little bit of green starting to show up here and here. My question is, what exactly is going to make it go up? Is it the parks? Or is it the buildings themselves that when they level up, they increase the land value on which they're standing? I seem to have a serious demand for workers at the moment, even in my old areas, so I think I will actually have to expand here a little bit to make sure that these parts of the industry have the workers they need. Let me just see which parts are covered with the clinics, so I could expand onto the left, at least for one street. Do I have the water here? Nope, I will have to build some more piping. There we go, and some streets now. Okay, and now to add some zones. I'll keep to the low density commercial in these areas. Okay, well, I think that should be enough for this video. It has probably gone on long enough. You can see that I have some problems that are in the industry department where I don't have enough workers, that I need to simply wait for them to move into these buildings and start working in the industry before I get more industry build up here. I need to fill up the circle and see how this design works out with civil services and the cims themselves. We'll maybe need to add some public transportation if the traffic is too bad. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for more.